All right, kids, number 3. If you're driving on the freeway, 65 miles per hour, and you glance at your phone for 5 seconds, not a good idea, to see who sent you a text, how many feet and how many meters did you travel not looking at the road? So here's some conversion factors for you. So we're basically starting out with time. Sometimes you get confused. Which number do I start out with? Well, if you write out 65 miles per hour, you'll see something like this, 650 miles per 1 hour. That's a conversion factor. So you'll know, oh, I'll leave that one alone. I'm starting out with time. So I have 5.0 seconds, and I'm trying to find out how many feet it is that I've been looking at the phone. How many feet I've traveled. Well, seconds to feet, we've got a time measurement, and we're going to a distance. Is there something that converts time to distance? Any of our conversion factors? We've got feet to meters, no, that's a distance. Miles to feet, another conversion. Miles to hour, aha! This is distance and time. So that's what we need to get this to. Okay, so let's go backwards. If we have feet, so this thing converts miles to hour. Okay, so if we could get this to miles, couldn't we get it to feet? Absolutely. And if we had it in terms of hour, couldn't we convert it to miles? There it is, right? So now it's just gravy. Seconds to hours? Well, maybe seconds to minutes first, and then minutes to hour. I think we could do that, right? So there it is. We're converting seconds to minute, minutes to hour. And why? Just so that we can use this conversion factor, 65 miles to hour. That's the main one that we're worried about. Okay, this is like bringing the horse to water. This is where we want to get to. We convert it to hours, no problem. Then we can go from hours to miles, and then miles to feet, no problem. Okay, because the question is feet, and then in the end we'll do the meters conversion. That shouldn't be too shabby, just like the first page. So let's start out with 5.0 seconds. And we'll do the conversion factor. Let's go seconds to minutes. I like to fill in the conversion factor units first, and then I do the numbers. So seconds to minute, minute to hour. Make sure that the units here and here match. Common mistake. And then we'll go hour to miles. And then we'll go miles to feet. And then we have all of the conversion factors. We need miles to feet, all that stuff. All right, and that'll give us in feet. All right, so how many seconds in a minute? 1 minute is 60 seconds. Be careful, don't write 60 to 1. How many minutes are an hour? 60 minutes is 1 hour. Make sure it makes sense. Say it out loud if you need to, well, quietly, in a test situation. And how many miles per hour? Well, there's our conversion factor, 65.0. Oops, look what I did. 65.0 miles. And I put it over down here. See? You gotta be careful. You too, Mr. B. 5.0 miles per 1 hour. Pretend like these numbers are connected to the letters, which is not a bad way to think about. And then miles to feet. 1 mile is the wonderfully sensical 5,280 feet. You gotta love it. Okay. In your calculator, 5 times 1 times 1 times 65.0 times 5280 divided by 60 times 60 times 1 times 1, and you're going to get something like, I'm just looking over at my previous work, 476,667. And how many significant digits do we have here, folks? Why, we have 2. So our answer has to be in 2. So what do we got here? So let's round that out to 480 feet, because that one is not significant. If you wanted to, you could do 4.8 times 10 to the 2 feet, just to show that there's 2 significant digits. Okay? All right, there it is. So now we're home free, folks. We've got 480 feet. Can we convert that to meters? Why, absolutely. We have a conversion factor, feet to meters. So 3.281 feet is 1 meter. And that makes sense because it's like a meter stick, right? Here's a meter stick. It's a meter. You know, it's about 1, 2, 3.5-ish, or 3.281 feet. That's less than a half. JK. Anyway, do the math, and your answer is going to be something like 146.297. We still have 2 significant digits, okay? And so our answer has to be in 2 significant digits. So we'll round this number up to 150 meters. Okay, so there you are. If they ask you, why? I have traveled 150 meters, or 480 feet, which is crazy. So hey, don't text. It's really serious. If your parents are texting, tell them the math.